My name is Aaron Cairo, and I'm a professional skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area. And today I'm going to give you 5 steps to better kickflips. So the first thing with any trick is always the foot position. So having a proper position with your feet on this board is going to make a huge difference. So the first step to better kickflips is getting a proper foot position. Now, one thing that I've noticed in a lot of the skate supports is that sometimes people put their back foot in like a pop shove it position off to the side, and it just doesn't work out so well. You want to be able to pop straight down. So with the ball of your foot, which is like this part of your foot right here, boom, you want it right on the edge right there, and you want to be able to pop straight down. So your back foot should be right here, able to pop the board straight down into the ground. Not that way, not that way, not that way, but that way, straight down. So you want the board to go straight up. Do do do, do do do. And then your front foot, I always put mine up there like close to those bolts, and it's at, I always say at about a 45-degree angle, just like that. So if there was like a T, it's like right cutting across that line right there. That's 45 degrees. So not like that, not like that, right in the middle, just like that. And that gives you a nice position for your toe to be able to go just like that. So the foot position is that right there, just like I went over with the ball of my foot on the back of the tail and the kickflip right up there. And that's gonna give you a kickflip. Step number 2 is gonna be the full body position, because it's one thing to have your feet in the right position, but your upper body could be in the totally wrong position. I notice a lot of people doing a lot of really random or weird body positions, and it affects you a lot because it affects the way that you pop and where your board goes. If you're leaning too far forward like this, that I see a lot of people do, where's your board gonna go? Not underneath you. If you're leaning too far back, where's your board gonna go? Again, not underneath you. And it's a really interesting thing that you have to be like centered with your body straight over your board, because just like the pop, you're trying to pop straight down, you need to be right over it, because you want the board to be right underneath you the whole time. It's probably a better show from this angle right here, like not too far forward, because you see, if I were to pop down right here, I'm actually popping like behind me, and that's going to kick the board that way. Or if I was leaning too far back and I push down, the board would go that way. So you don't want it that way, and you don't want it that way. You need it straight down. So see if I can get a good proper one here for you. So with your feet in the position that we went over on step 1, you want to get your body straight up and down enough. And that means when you bend, you're bending in such a way that you're still like in line with the board, because you do need to bend to pop up. So you're going to bend down, and as much as you can, stay straight over the board. With your whole body needs to be straight over. A lot of times I find like where your eyes are looking is going to be like where your overall body position goes, because you kind of like adjust your position to what you're trying to look at, if that makes sense. So I always look right here. I look right here and I watch the front foot flick off. So the same thing with your weight distribution, too far this way or too far that way. It's going to be the same thing that way or that way. So if you're back like this, what's going to happen? You're going to Lance Silver that board. Or if your weight distribution is that way, what's going to happen? That. So don't do that. So instead of too far back or too far forward, you basically can't be leaning in any direction. In this giant whirlwind of directions, you got to be straight up and down over your board. Usually the cause of leaning too far forward in one of those directions is the person is mentally scared. They're like, I don't want to be over this board when it pops up and flips. Let me purposely lean off so I can jump away. So when you're ready to land it, you want to be straight over the board. You want to be not that way or that way, but go straight down and pop straight up. Sometimes I find like what you do with your arms as well as where you're looking can kind of help. Obviously you wouldn't be doing kickflips like this, but it kind of helps to get your weight distribution straight. If you're gonna be straight over the board, you don't have more weight on your front foot or your back foot. If you have more weight on your back foot, which way are you leaning? That's right, not the right way. You should be standing on the board, straight up and down. You have weight on both feet. And then you're going to bend down, pop straight up. If you have all your weight on your back foot, well, you're going to be leaning back. It's going to send your board that way. That's not going to work. So weight distribution, both feet, go down, and then it's that teeter-totter motion, flick, catch, back foot, land. Step 3, pop. Pop is when you hit your board on the ground. So I guess there's a lot of strange ideas about pop, like how hard should you hit your tail on the ground, or are you hitting it on the ground hard enough, or are you jumping, or what are you doing, or pop, or why isn't the board popping, or my board has no pop, or where's the pop, what this pop? So basically what all of this breaks down to really is just you going like this. That's really what it is. You're hitting your tail on the ground. Again, back to the foot position, straight down. And then you're getting that flick, which we'll get into in the next step. But you just want to make sure that this is straight down. Don't get any like weird, wild ideas of like, I have to hit it down so hard that the board's going to fly up 20 feet. No, just hit the tail on the ground. This is a very fast thing. It's just a very fast snap. As soon as you hear that pop, start the next step. With your back foot, after you pop, you're gonna bend your knee. What I see most people do when they have a hard time with kickflips is they go like this. And that's a good practice step, which we'll get into later. And I go to that person, bend your back knee. And they go, oh, nobody told me to bend my back knee. And then their next try, they go like this. Oh, I can kickflip. I had no idea I was supposed to bend my back knee. Getting any more complex than bend your back knee, you're not gonna be able to do it. Just keep it simple. It is very simple. It's just when you pop down, you're gonna lift your back foot up. Whether you're gonna lift it like that or like that, it doesn't matter. But honestly, this is where the question gets into of like, he's not jumping. You don't even have to jump. Well, I will not jump. There is no jump there. A kickflip was still done. They're like, well, I can only jump like 4 feet in the air, so I'm not sure if I can jump high enough to kickflip. No, you flip the board under you. You don't even have to jump. So don't like get into the idea that you have to jump, work your legs out to jumping over a car. No, it's just, you're not flicking properly. Step 4, the flick. And basically it's this right here. The best practice step for this is to stand still. I think that a lot of kids get the idea that when I do this, I'm doing it to show them, but I'm actually giving them a step to practice. Because when I do the live skate sports, I go, how long did you spend standing still just going like this? And they said, none, never. Why would I do that? And I go, no, that's the step. This is the practice. This is how you practice the flick. So what a flick is, it's a very fast motion with your front foot where you go like this, and then right here you go like this. That lift, that motion with the ankle is super important. At first, when you think, oh yeah, I know how to kickflip, you think that you're gonna do that. And that's the biggest error I see. People flicking like this, and it ends up looking like this. And then they go, gosh, I can like halfway flip it, but really they're not even close to any kind of a flip because their front foot is straight to the ground. You'll never land a kickflip like that. You have to get your front foot over the board. If your front foot isn't over the board, how are you going to land over the board? So that's where you practice the flick. I think that's the biggest thing that's misunderstood about kickflips is this little thing right there. It's that motion. You could actually just stand there and practice this. So after your front foot goes up and then you pop your ankle up, your knee's gonna be bent. Just to do that motion, your knee's gonna be bent. So your knee should continue in that same direction like that. Continue going up, because when you're in the air, your knees are gonna need to be bent enough so that your board can flip underneath you. Don't get confused with like, oh, I need to be able to jump. The jump is this. If you want to call this a jump, I guess you could, but it's more of like a stepping thing. A kickflip or an ollie or any trick underneath you is more of like, move this motion than this one. And yes, both feet are in the air, that's true, but it's not the same as like, how high can you jump? Does that make sense? It's more about how your knees are bending. It's where your knees bend up, not so much of like a vertical jump like that. And you accomplish your knees bending up by doing the teeter-totter motion. It's no different with the kickflip, it's just motion. So to answer the question about what does your front foot do with your knee, after the flick, that's it. It goes up and then comes down. Super simple, again, super simple. So keep these tricks very simple and you will get excellent kickflips. The fifth and the most important step of the kickflip is the timing. And what timing means is the relation of what you do here with what occurs here, here, and there. So there's a couple of ways to practice the timing. Personally, I think the best step to practice the timing is this one right here. I like that step because it causes you to flick up with your front foot. You can step off with your back foot so you're still nice and safe. You're practicing a proper kickflip flick technique, just taking your back foot off. It is the easiest one because your timing doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be perfect. You're just practicing. The better you can do that and keep your front foot over that board, keep the board straight right underneath you. It's actually better to step off that way, by the way, than that way. Step off that way because it keeps the board more straight. But the better you can do this, the closer you are to landing the kickflip, and I'll tell you why. So once you have this really down, there's only one more thing you need to do, and it's what we covered earlier, is you need to bend your back knee. That's it. You don't even think you have to jump with your leg, or don't change anything else. That's the secret about this. You already have everything else there. There's only one thing that you need to put there to land, and it's bend your back knee. So that's what you do in the terms of the timing. You practice stepping off your back foot over and 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 over. And then you bend your back knee and throw it on there. Technically, with the kickflip, the best way to catch the board is with your back foot. And with a proper flick, your front foot will actually flick the board straight up and off, boom, and it'll flick it straight up into your back foot, which has been bent and is up in the air. That's a little secret for you, secret tip that you can only get here at the Braille's channel. So those are the 5 steps to better kickflips. I hope this video is going to help you guys. I hope you're going to master your kickflips and start kickflipping off of 500-story buildings. And then, yeah, send me the video. I'd love to see that. Please get Skateboarding Made Simple Volume 1. It is the most comprehensive video that goes over ollie, frontside 180, backside 180, pop shove, front shove, heel flip, and kickflip. So get the video. It covers every single step in kickflip and all of the ones before it. Get the video. It's available on iTunes as an iBook and at brailleskateboarding.com. So get the video. Thanks again. You guys are incredible. Your support is amazing. Please click that subscribe button, click the like button, and leave a comment below.